So for this episode of Culture Convos, it'll just be me, and I'll be talking a little bit about kind of what I've been up to for July. What I got coming up, and kind of previewing a little bit about what's going to be coming in August's episode of Culture Convos. So pretty much right now, I'm wrapping up a program, artist investment program, put on by the Arizona Arts Commission, and pretty much it's a grant program, so they're giving me some funding to kind of invest in myself and do some things. So I set up some consultations with some creatives out here, and I just been pretty much planning the launch of my website, and I pretty much host my music and my projects, a little portfolio, my book, and some merch and stuff. So it's pretty much just kind of put me in a position where I'm like more so focused on Don Root, the brand, and kind of building that up and creating that aesthetic. So it's been real fun, honestly, just being in position to kind of dive in and focus on a project that I'm familiar with, but it's kind of new because, the last 10 years, really, I just been focused on building I Am Root Co. And just putting all the energy and creativity into that platform, and making connections, finding resources, opportunities. And in a way, I kind of lost that Dom root part, like what I'm trying to do as a creative, what I'm trying to do as an artist. But luckily, through some other programs like the Artist Investment Program, and I did another program with the city of Tempe, which was in close, and we go for like monthly, weekly meetings, and we chop it up and kind of just plan out like what we're trying to do as creatives and what our mission is, and we're in a cohort, so we're getting ideas from other people, and it's a real creative space. It's a real motivational space, because then you start to bitch and complain about like, oh, I can't do this because, or I haven't put this out because, and when you start to say those things out loud, you can hear how ridiculous they are, or you can hear in it like the solution, like once you say it out loud, you're like, damn, okay, I could just do that to combat that, and it just makes so much more sense. So just being in those programs honestly just allowed me to kind of just put things in perspective that I wasn't really thinking about, because again, I'm focused on making Iron Root the best possible platform it could be, and in doing that, a lot of the times it's just like all the shit that I'm trying to do for myself is on the back burner, and it's frustrating because when I want to try to turn it on and be creative, I'm not as effective as I want to be. So yeah, I just feel like this program just kind of helped me figure out like my path to being more effective with my creativity and more intentional with my creativity. So yeah, that's what I've been on, and hopefully, here in the next few months, I'll drop the website. Got some shoots planned so I can get the content together. Um, and also some stuff for I Am Root. We've been developing a conference. It's through another grant that we got from the city of Tempe. We'll be doing RootCon. So, just trying to put together the first conference, and really kind of just step things up on a creative level across the board with all things that I'm involved in, not just the Iron Root brand, but my personal brand, the brands that my homies are building, in ways that I could be effective for them. Um, so in doing that, it's just like in order for me to be effective for I Am Root and helping other people, I got to make sure what I'm trying to do as Dom Root is locked in and I'm consistent there. So as I move about, I don't get lost. I have a baseline to kind of work from and and create from without feeling like, oh shit, like I'm doing things like making flyers or taking pictures or editing pictures or fucking running sound or just doing obscure things to be relevant, or to do favors and build relationships, and then I'm missing out on opportunities to do things for myself and be creative and push myself, and just do shit I know I should be doing. And that's kind of why I put my book out deep. It was just like for years I've been writing things that I thought were gonna be books, or wrote books and said I'm gonna put it out, but end up not putting it out because I didn't have an editor, or I didn't think it was good enough, or I needed to put some more time in, or my perspective wasn't large enough, or whatever things I would tell myself like, yo, yeah, nah, this is why I'm not putting it out. I had to get over it, and just seeing peers put out books and have things to sell after shows. It's just not so much having to sell shit, but just putting it out, like getting that first step, giving the world something to view, critique if they want, feedback if they like, support just because they want to, whatever it is, just giving the people something to hold on to and remember, and then something for you to just let go of. Like you create it, you package it, you let it go, and then you move on and create some other shit. So, hopefully this little 5 minute rant of me just kind of updating y'all on what I've been up to, why there hasn't been a July Culture Convos podcast with anybody. But yeah, I just been focused on me, about to knock out some shit off the to-do list, to get organized for the fall, get Iron Root back in a good position so we can start doing some shows and remaking our connections. We got the poetry contest sponsored by Famigo. So it's just, just trying to make sure that shit's lined up and intentional. Because like before the pandemic, it was just me just trying to figure it out, show after show, finding the venue, finding the concept, and just repeating the cycle. But with the pandemic, I just had an opportunity to slow shit down, think about what I want to do, and move with purpose a bit. Yeah, so obviously it's making me move slower because it's the start of a transition. But once I get into the groove of shit, it's gonna be up. So yeah, appreciate y'all for checking out this episode of the podcast. Like I said, it's gonna be a short one. Hopefully we'll bring in somebody, special, dope, or just bringing us some interesting perspectives for the future. Y'all stay blessed, stay well, stay creative. Shit, and if there's anything I can offer out there, what I'm saying, I'm just a DM away, a message away. And I guess if I had to put a message or some shit to cap this off, it's just like invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's a world full of opinions and comments and perspectives, but just remember that you got one too. And sometimes unplugging or detaching for a bit to identify how you feel and what you think is just as important as engaging with other people, and supporting what they do. It's just also having a baseline and understanding of how you going about it, how you were raised, the things that you value. Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all.